The Sira follows this incriminating encounter with another. Muhammad was afraid to recite the Quran in public, so the Meccans eavesdropped outside his mud hut one night.
Ishaq. When they heard the Quran, they said in mocking, "Our hearts are veiled. We do not understand what he is saying. There is a load in our ears." Then Allah revealed, "And when you recite the Quran, we put between you and those who do not believe a hidden veil. They turn in aversion. In secret councils the mockers say, they are following a man bewitched."
The next Ishaq segment is omitted by Tabari. I can only assume that the historian couldn't find a credible supporting tradition, or he had collected enough contrary hadiths to question its truth.
Ishaq. The Quraysh showed their enmity to those who followed the apostle. Every clan which contained Muslims attacked them, imprisoning them, beating them, allowing them no food or drink, and exposing them to the burning heat of Mecca, so as to seduce them from their religion. Some gave way under pressure of persecution, and others resisted.
Considering that Muhammad had threatened to slaughter the Quraysh, they may have been justified. Further, the doctrine Muhammad was espousing was corrosive. It turned peaceful men into killers. Ishaq was able to provide only one example of abuse.
A rock was put on a slave's chest. When Abu Bakr complained, they said, "You are the one who corrupted him, so save him from his plight." "I will do so," said Bakr. "I have a black slave, tougher and stronger than Bilal, who is a heathen. I will exchange him." The transaction was carried out.
Even when these boys did something right, it was wrong. Trading slaves wasn't religious, and calling a black man a heathen was racist.
Tabari. Umar bin al-Khattab,
the caliph who ruled during Islam's bloodiest conquests,
was a staunch and mighty warrior. He accepted Islam and had Hamza before him. The messenger's companions began to feel stronger. Ishaq. Umar became a Muslim. He became a strong, stubborn man whose protégés none dared attack. The Prophet's companions were so fortified by him and Hamza that they got the upper hand on the Quraysh. We could not pray at the Kaaba until Umar became a Muslim, and then he fought the Quraysh until we could pray there.
The warrior's acceptance of Islam enabled the Prophet to change his Qibla from faith to power, from religion to politics, from a war of words to a clash of arms. While the results of Umar aligning his sword with Muhammad's mission are undeniable, one question lingers. Why did he join the fledgling force? Did Muhammad lure Umar into Islam with promises of drunken orgies?
Delights in gardens of pleasure, on couches facing one another, a cup from a gushing spring of wine, white, delicious to the drinkers. None shall be made mad or exhausted thereby, on thrones raised high with maidens incomparable. Lo, we have formed their companions as a special creation, and made them to grow a new growth. We made them virgins, pure and undefiled, lovers matched in age, for those on the right hand.
Or did Muhammad terrorize Umar into submission with his depictions of hell?
Soon I will fling them into the burning hell fire. It permits nothing to endure, and nothing does it spare. It darkens and changes the color of man, burning the skin. It shrivels and scorches men. Let him beware. If he does not desist, we will seize him, smite his forehead, and drag him by the forelock. For the rejectors is entertainment with boiling water and roasting in hellfire. Truly, hell is a place of ambush, a resort for the rebellious. Therein taste they neither coolness nor any drink save a boiling water and a fluid of dark, murky, intensely cold, paralyzing, a fitting reward. They will eat thorns and fill their bellies with the heads of flaming devils. Then, on top of that, they will be given a mixture made of boiling water to drink, especially prepared. We have prepared the doom of hell and the penalty of torment in the most intense, blazing fire. When they are flung in, they will hear the terrible drawing in of their breath and loud moaning, even as the flame blazes forth, roaring as with rage as it boils up, bursting with fury, plucking apart his body right to the skull. Eager to roast, dragged by the head, hell shall claim all who flee.
Or do you suppose he tempted him with booty, a share in Khadijah's profitable profit plan?
As for the favor your Lord has bestowed upon you, Muhammad, announce it. Soon your Lord will give you so much that you shall be pleased. He found you poor and enriched you. Of the bounty of your Lord let your discourse be. Muhammad claims that Allah has sent him as his messenger with this religion so that the treasures of Croesus and Caesar will be given to him by conquest. I want them to utter one saying. If they say it, the Arabs will submit to them, and the non-Arabs will pay the jizya tax in submission. The use of booty from the spoils of war are lawful and good. Know that 1/5 of what you acquire as booty is for Allah and His Apostle. If they ask you of the benefits of accruing the spoils of war, tell them, the benefits belong to Allah and His Messenger.
And perhaps will be shared with Umar. I don't know if Umar is in hell with Allah, tormenting infidels, or lounging in the brothels of bliss, but I do know Islam made the Islamic warrior king very, very rich. Ishaq went to great lengths to explain Umar's conversion.
Umar said, I am making my way to Muhammad, the apostate who split up the Quraysh and made a mockery of our traditions, to kill him. Your sister, Fatima, has become a Muslim, so you had better go and deal with her first. Umar heard her reciting Kabab.
There is no surah by that name, and it isn't referenced in the text.
As he came near the house, he said, What is this balderdash? You have heard nothing, she lied. By Allah I have, Umar said, striking his sister in the face and wounding her. When he saw the blood, he felt sorry and asked to hear what Fatima was reciting. You are unclean in your polytheism, and only the clean may listen to it.
He washed his hands of the violence he had inflicted, and she graced him with a little recital. The brute proclaimed,
How fine and noble is this speech! Lead me to Muhammad, that I may accept Islam.
Leaving the surah and returning to the sunnah, we discover.
Tabari. The revelation from Allah was coming to the Prophet continuously, commanding and threatening those who showed open hostility to him, and vindicating him against those who opposed him.
And so it would be. Reading the 90 Meccan surahs is like listening to a decade-long argument. They said, You're a lying, plagiarizing charlatan, a fraud and a sorcerer. There is surely a motive behind all this madness. He said, I am not a lying madman or a demon-possessed sorcerer, and because you have mocked me, I will bring you slaughter. With that recap, we can dispense with the remaining score of Meccan surahs and move on with the story. At this point, Ibn Ishaq reveals a stunning temptation, one which I have entitled the Quraysh Bargain.
Utba, who was a chief, said while sitting in a Quraysh assembly, Why don't I go to Muhammad and make some proposals to him? If he accepts, we will give him whatever he wants, and he will leave us in peace. They thought it was a good idea, because if they tried to negotiate with him, they would no longer be blamed for his actions. So Utbah went to the Prophet, who was sitting in the mosque by himself, and said, O my nephew, you are one of us, yet you have come to our people with a matter that is dividing the community. You are ridiculing our customs. You have insulted our gods and our religion. You have even declared that our forefathers were infidels. So listen to me, and I will make some suggestion, and perhaps you will be able to accept one of them. The apostle agreed. Utbah said, If what you want is money, we will gather for you some of our property, so that you may be the richest man in town. If you want honor, we will make you chief, so that no one can decide anything apart from you. If you want sovereignty, we will make you king. And if this demonic spirit which has possession of you is such that you cannot get rid of him, we will find a physician for you, and exhaust our means trying to cure you. For often a demonic spirit gets possession of a man, but how can he be rid of it? The apostle listened patiently.
Wow, the surah is incriminating.